Hi everyone, this is Kamal the Builder yet again. Thanks so much and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you know, I build a lot of ADUs and I'm privileged to work with a lot of really good designers. Kristen is one of them. She's an amazing designer based in San Diego and I've been very impressed with her work. I wanted to invite her to share some of her insights about designing ADUs. Kristen is based in San Diego, as I said, and she's the founder of Krystin Krebs Interiors. She's doing really good work. I'll share the URL with you in the notes and please go and check out some of our work. So this video is about do's and don'ts of ADU design. Welcome, Kristen. It's wonderful to be on a call with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. As you can imagine, as I design and build ADUs and work with designers of very high caliber, customers bring their sketches, their plans for ADUs and even homes that they want to build. And they sometimes ask for things that either will not work. I already know looking at the plans that certain things won't work, or in some cases, things will cost too much. And customers don't understand that yet when we have the initial discussion. So let me start with a few items that customers generally ask about. And I'm sure that you also have similar experiences. Would love to get your insights as well before we start.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So some of the things they ask for, and I'll get more specific to ADUs rather than homes. Uh, Customers ask for pocket doors in certain areas, usually bathrooms, but also in certain other areas. What are your thoughts about putting in pocket doors and do's and don'ts of pocket doors?
Yeah, I mean, I think pocket doors are a great option, especially for ADUs. You are very limited on space. So, that door swing, if you were to have a door that swings open, the space behind where the door swings open basically kind of becomes dead space. You can't really use it for very much. So, pocket doors are a great way to save some space. There's definitely a couple things you do want to consider with pocket doors, though. You don't want to be putting any nails or anything like that in the wall that are going to be going through too far so that you can't slide open your pocket door. So, when you're hanging art or something like that, or maybe you want to put like a towel rack up that's next to the door, those are definitely some things to consider before placing them in there. You don't want to put the towel bar up and then you can't slide open your pocket door anymore. So, just some things to consider. They have happened. So, people do
And
make mistakes.
yeah, imagine somebody being in their bathroom and nailing, their towel hanger, and then they find out they can't get out of the bathroom because the door won't open.
Right, exactly. And it has happened.
Oh,
So,
wow. Wow. Yeah, in my case, sometimes customers come in and they want to put a pocket door somewhere. They don't realize there's plumbing for the shower behind the pocket door, or
yeah.
sometimes plumbing for the vanity. So we have to make that clear to them.
Yes. Yep. I have definitely run into that too. Plumbing walls are plumbing walls. We want to make sure that the plumbing stays where it is and the pocket door can move.
Exactly. Good point. Excellent point. I'll remember that line and use it as well. Yeah, so something else that becomes critical in ADUs is lighting, and people want to see the light in the ADU at different times of the day. Would love to get your insights about lighting as well.
Yeah, lighting is definitely very important, especially within any space. So, my biggest suggestion and the thing that I see people tend to mess up on most is that they choose the wrong color light bulbs. So, the bright white lights are really meant for task lighting. So, they're meant for like desk lamps or like garages where you're working on like projects and things really close and up by your face. But lighting, you want to go with a warm light rather than a white light. So that's got a little bit more of that yellow color. So it makes you look very healthy. It photographs really well. You'll feel better in the space. It actually is better for your eyesight as well. That bright white light that everybody seems to love right now is actually not very good for your eyes. So I would definitely suggest to swap out the light bulbs. That's extremely important when it comes to lighting.
Absolutely. Yeah, as a builder, when we are putting in the LED lamps specifically, I'm discussing with my customers the color temperature. Should it be 8,000 Kelvin? Should it be 5,600 and so on? The bigger the number, the brighter the light gets, and the bluer the light gets, or the whiter the light gets. That's how I explain to them. And the lower the number, the warmer the light gets.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I would definitely stick with a warmer number or warmer light, so a lower number when you're considering lighting in the space.
Excellent. Yeah, and something very clearly and closely related to lighting is colors and the choice of colors. That's something else people ask for. The other thing I see is I see customers struggling with color choices. We're building an ADU right now. I should take some pictures and share them. We have customers painting so many palettes of colors on different walls, different colors. And as a design professional, what are your insights about colors and how the colors should be presented and dealt with in an ADU?
Well, I would definitely start with your lighting choice first, because the lighting will definitely change the color of the paint. So if you are deciding between a couple different colors of paint, I would definitely make sure that you bring them under the right light, because the lighting will change the color of the walls. So definitely something to consider. Also, ADUs are small spaces, so I would definitely suggest going with lighter colors, generally more neutral colors, because you can always bring in color with art, drapery, pillows, things like that. I would definitely suggest to stay away from darker tones, especially in small spaces, just because it does end up making the space feel a lot smaller. So I would definitely stick to whites, beiges, grays, things like that. And then, of course, the color of the wall will tie into the color of the floor. You kind of want the same tone. You don't necessarily want a gray wall and a yellow floor, because those are kind of off-putting from one another. And the light reflects off of the tile onto the walls, and the walls reflect onto the tile, and then the colors both look weird. So
Oh, absolutely. That's a good point. And in some cases, my customers have asked for neutral colors in the ADU, but they want an accent wall somewhere. Do you have anything specific about accent walls and how that color should be treated?
yeah, if you are going to be doing an accent color, I would pick the wall that you want to focus on in the room. So whether that's the wall behind the sofa in the living room, or maybe it's the headboard wall in the master bedroom kind of area, but just one wall. Because once you start to get multiple walls and crazy colors, then all of a sudden the room feels very small, kind of cramped. So I would just pick the one wall that you want to focus on when you walk into the room.
Excellent point. Yeah. Otherwise, the eye gets confused, right?
It does, yes.
And something related to colors and lighting, of course, are windows and the choice of windows, where to place certain windows, how big the windows have to be. Now, as a builder, what I deal with is, egress windows for bedrooms. I deal with meeting Title 24 requirements for windows. But as a designer, I'm sure you have a completely different perspective, and I'd love to know more about that.
Yeah, when it comes to windows, it depends on where your property is and where it is situated, how it's situated. Are you getting that southwest light in the morning? Because it's going to warm your room. Or is it maybe the northeast light? The northeast light, you can definitely have the windows open all the time. However, being in California, when you get that southwest light in, it's very hot. So, that's going to be the wall you're going to want to put some drapery on or something like that to sort of block that off a little bit. But, or maybe it's a smaller window on that wall and a larger window on the northeast side. So, just some things to consider. And then of course you definitely want to consider TVs. A lot of people are mounting their TVs on the walls now. So if you're going to be mounting your TV on the wall, you want to consider where you're going to place the windows around the TV if you are going to have windows on that wall.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we do see a lot of customers mounting flat screen TVs. What we do to help them is we provide outlets for low voltage. We provide power outlets, not at the bottom, but at the height at which we think they'll be mounting the TVs, so that once the TVs are mounted, you don't see any wires, basically around the TV or coming down from the TV. So that becomes really convenient for them.
Yeah, yeah. It photographs so much better.
Photographs even better. Absolutely. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is storage. ADUs are tiny places. They don't have much place for storage. They have small closets, for example. The other thing we see is certain cities have limitations on how much storage an ADU can have. So would love to know your thoughts on optimizing storage in a small place such as an ADU.
Yeah, storage is obviously very important, especially within an ADU. It already is a small space, so you're already limited on what your storage options are. But some things to consider, especially in the kitchen, for instance, lower cabinets rather than having drawers will actually allow you to store more stuff. So that's kind of a nice option. There's even storage options within the toe kicks of the kitchen cabinetry. So yeah, you can even store little things in the toe kick underneath the cabinets where you are. So you kind of got to get a little bit creative with storage in an ADU. So whether maybe that's a built-in bench that has a seat that folds up or something like that, so you can stuff some cushions or whatever it is you need to store in there. You know, having closet space is great, but having a closet system within the closet is definitely going to utilize the space the most. You know, oftentimes people put their shoes on the bottom and then they hang their clothes on the bar, but then there's this gap of space in between there that's kind of not being utilized. So closet systems are also a nice way to utilize some storage too.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Yeah, and the other thing I see in terms of storage is I see customers asking for lofts in ADUs. We've also done garage conversions where customers want us to build lofts. Uh, and I'm currently building an ADU with a really nice loft in it. What are your thoughts about having lofts in a design?
I mean, I love lofts. They photograph really well. They're fun little spaces. You definitely do have to make sure that whoever it is going to be living there in that space, though, can easily access the loft. You know, you don't want a very narrow staircase or a staircase you have to unfold every day, because that can kind of wear and tear over time. So you want something that's very permanent, that's going to last a long time, that's going to be comfortable to go up and down that staircase.
Absolutely. I always chuckle because sometimes customers come to me with nice pictures from an architectural magazine and they show staircases leading into lofts without a railing. They show lofts without railings. And I tell these customers, look, these things look pretty in an architectural magazine. We'll never pass inspection. The inspector will say this is dangerous. Somebody's going to fall and injure themselves. So
Yeah.
that's something else for our customers to keep in mind.
Yeah, exactly. You know, European design has a little bit more liberty with their aesthetics versus the US. We are trying to truly keep our tenants, they're very safe. So railings are very much necessary.
Exactly. Safety is a big deal for us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Something else that customers want, especially in ADUs, I'm seeing are vaulted ceilings. And now, as a builder, I know that there's an impact to Title 24, there's an impact to roofing. We also build roof trusses in a factory. And of course, vaulted ceilings don't have roof trusses. So those are various conversations we have with customers. Now, in your opinion, as a designer, when a customer asks for vaulted ceilings, how do you respond to vaulted ceilings?
Well, vaulted ceilings are a little bit of a challenge, especially in the small space. You know, if you really want that vaulted ceiling look, we got to make sure that your ceiling is tall enough to really allow for that. If you've got the standard 8-foot ceiling or even a 9-foot ceiling is also kind of low. Once you start putting in that vaulting, all of a sudden it makes the space feel a lot smaller. So I would suggest to consider your ceiling height before trying to add any vaulting. But generally in an ADU, I would say it's probably not the best situation. So many people are used to dealing with their bigger homes, bigger spaces where the vaulting makes sense. ADUs are generally a lot smaller. Your ceiling height's generally not that high. So I would try to stay away from vaulting just because it will kind of make the space feel a lot smaller, even though it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Got it. Wonderful. Uh, uh, we've spent a really good amount of time talking about various details of ADU design. Would love to know any closing thoughts from you, anything else that customers often ask for that you deal a lot with?
I think the only other thing I might want to throw in there is that consider your furniture options. Sometimes some furniture has the ability to include storage. You know, maybe your sofa top flips up and you can store pillows and things underneath there, or your coffee top or your coffee table converts into like a dining table or something like that. So um, there are some really fun and cool options when it comes to storage within an ADU.
Excellent. That's an excellent point. We often don't think about furniture when it comes to storage, but that's an excellent point for you to
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us, Kristen.
yeah.
It's really valuable to have your insights.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And I welcome our viewers to visit all our projects. We have so many videos on our ADU projects and also some home projects on YouTube. Also visit Kristen's website. I'll share her URL in the notes of this video. And also remember to subscribe to our videos and ring the bell so that you can be notified of new videos that we'll be posting. Thanks once again, Kristen, and thanks to our viewers. And remember, you can consult with Kamal, the builder, for your ADU and your home projects.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.